Prince.
Yes.
Can you explain what you're doing in Kenya?
My name's Maloba Prince. I work with the board known as the VMMC Experience Project, which covers Western Kenya and Eastern Uganda. What we normally do, we are giving voice to people who have never had an opportunity to express their anger and feeling pertaining the circumcision as it is.
And what kind of circumcision? The traditional circumcision or the circumcision that is going on in by the World Health Center?
Yeah, we reach on that issue because VMMC was pushed in Africa with the agenda that to end HIV in Africa, where mass male circumcision is being carried out. And for the last 15 years, we have never seen any registered success in the war against HIV in Africa.
So
What we are seeing is the hijacking of children from schools without knowledge, consent of their parents to go for circumcision. After being circumcised, they are dumped there. There's no monitoring, there's no follow-up, there's no any support. These agents that are provided. 3, my people, where I come from, as a community that circumcised men, are dying of AIDS, yet we are circumcised. My uncles, who do the same, they have died of AIDS and yet they're circumcised. So why should we believe that circumcision from Western is a solution to HIV in Africa? Not only wrong, in fact it's lies. Our work is that, media we have in Africa, it is the coverage of one side information. And that information is that voluntary male circumcision is the solution to we Africans towards HIV. So our people has been brainwashed, and it's the African government policy that men should be circumcised in order to end AIDS in Africa.
and this is done by the World Health Organization.
Because it's the policy that was rolled from WHO, powerful American organizations, USAID and ABCD. Then it was agreed by the African governments in the parliament to be meant as the policy that circumcision is now the best option to reduce HIV in Africa. Now, as the government machinery, government police, with all what they have, the message has reached every person in the continent that circumcision is being promoted by our governments. We ought to embrace and go for it so that we may kick AIDS out of Africa, of which it has totally failed.
And you were talking about there were programs before ABC. Can you explain what they were like and how they are being disturbed by this new?
Exactly. When AIDS was spotted in Africa, there are so many programs which were set out to combat this epidemic. Then later on, they initiated a program called ABC.
Which means? What is?
Be faithful, abstain, and use condom.
So, A is
Abstinence.
abstain.
Be faithful, then use condom.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the effective preventive measure against HIV in Africa continent, and Uganda was the first country to roll that project as the role model. Indeed, after some years, it was proved clinically, scientific, that it's working, it is effective.
What the percentage was?
Very low. It was reducing the spread of new infections.
By 67%, if I remember it right.
Yeah, yes. And it was that other countries should eliminate, should cop. They should cop that a practice, that model of practice in Uganda, so that they may also combat the epidemic in their own countries.
So
within that framework, within that success, something suddenly came that they have now brought a new strategy called Voluntary Male Circumcision.
And what is this program, what did it do with this good 67% percentage of AIDS rate going down in Uganda? What was the effect of this?
One, there was reduction of death among the people living with HIV because they were on ARV drugs. There was reduction of infections through testing in centers.
Due to the ABC measures?
Of course.
Yeah. Can you maybe start with a sentence again to make it clear, because this was not quite clear?